Hey guys, my pastor kind of inspired me to do a little sermon on YouTube. Uh, I've been wanting to do stuff like this for a long, long time, and the odd thing is I'm in Minnesota right now in a hotel, and the most odd place to do it is right here. But whatever. But still. You know how when it's Christmas time and you're like, yes, I get presents and awesome stuff, because Christmas time is just around the corner. It's Thanksgiving today, and Christmas time is just around the corner. But you know how when it's Christmas and your parents or your wife or your girlfriend gets you a good present, and your husband, whichever kind of, if you're a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. And you're just like, oh, this is an awesome present. It's so awesome. But then you're just like, well, but I don't want to break it. I don't want to, it's like an iPhone. It's like a new iPhone 5S. I don't want to break this iPhone. It's too precious. I don't want to break it. So you go and put it in like a safe with a plastic baggie. Put it in a plastic baggie and put it in a safe so nothing ever happens to it. That's what some people do about their gifts that God has given them. So basically, we'll read a verse from the Bible that says, but first I'm going to say, if you're taking notes today, which I hope you are, because you're going to get something out of this, I promise you. Call it somewhere, someone, do something. That's basically the series that my church has been going through and stuff. And I don't know if you live in Missouri or not, but if you do, go to James River Assembly, the best church in the world. I love it so much. Anyway, all right. So basically, God has blessed everyone with incredible things. 1 Timothy, if you have your Bibles, open up to 1 Timothy 4:14. So, hold on, one sec. I'll be there in a second. I wasn't really prepared to do this. So, I'm going to go to it. 1 Timothy. Wait. Oh, there we go. Hold on, one sec. I'm almost there. Almost. 18. I should have been more prepared. Oh, I passed it. I passed it a long. Okay, almost there. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Gotta go to 1843. Almost there. God. Alright, there we go. Found it. Now 414. Alright, gotta go even more. Alright, 414. Alright, so basically, like I said, God has blessed you with incredible things, and put that as one of the notes, and then put another thing. You gotta use what God gives you. So basically, I'm gonna read out of 1 Timothy 4:14, and it says in 1 Timothy 4:14, it says, "Do not neglect your gift, which was given you through prophecy, when the body of elders laid their hands on you." So basically, what that says is, do not neglect the gift that God has given you. For some, it may be music, singing. For some, it may be rapping, like Lecrae, best rapper in the world. Listen to him. For some, it may be preaching. For some, it may be sports like baseball or basketball, or some may be like riding dirt bikes or hunting or just teaching about certain topics. But whatever your gift is, that's a gift from God, and God has given you that gift. So you got to use it to glorify God. Do everything to glorify God. Another thing is, when you find what your gift is, don't bury it. Like I said earlier, do not bury, like how some people bury, they think it's so awesome that they don't want to wreck it, they don't want to mess it up, so they just go and bury it. Or they go and put it in a safe so nothing ever happens to it, they don't mess it up. Don't bury the gift that God has given you. Because if you bury it, you're not using it. And if you're not using it, you're not doing what God has called you to do. So always do what God has called you to do. Because, God has called me to be a pastor. I'm only 14, but what can I do? Well, I'm doing what I can do to be a pastor right now. Preaching to you guys through YouTube. So, like I said, don't bury it. Because, you won't be able to do all the things that God has called you to do if you bury your gift. Everything is for a purpose. So I'm going to go to Romans 8:28. I basically just flipped right to it. 28. And it says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." So basically what that's saying is that everything works. Everything is for a purpose. God does everything for a purpose. Like, I'm adopted. And I was adopted when I was a baby, so I don't really know my mom, but whatever. But, that's another story. But, when I was adopted, I basically was adopted by my aunt and uncle. So, you could say that was a blessing from God, because if I wasn't adopted, I wouldn't be here right now. I would probably be listening to Eminem and partying all night type of thing, because that's the kind of family area that I would be in if I wasn't adopted. But thank God for me being adopted. See, everything happens for a reason, and if it wasn't for me moving to Missouri with my aunt and uncle, I call them my mom and dad, so if I call them my mom and dad, you know who I'm talking about. So, like, if it wasn't for me moving to Missouri with my aunt and uncle, my mom and dad, I wouldn't be able to preach to you guys, because I wouldn't have really fully known God, because I wouldn't have gotten to know the best family in the world, the Davis family. And since I wouldn't have gotten to know them, I wouldn't have gotten to find Christ, and I wouldn't have gotten to go to churches and all that stuff. And so I'm totally thankful for all that God has done for me. And I know that God has given you certain things in your life to help you grow closer to Him. And so like I said, everything is for a purpose. Romans 8:28. Keep it in your notes. It's an awesome verse. And then last but not least, it says, use what He has given you for eternal impact. Tying back to the not burying it type of thing. If you use what God has given you for eternal impact by, let's say, whether it be playing baseball, because I love baseball. That's one of the gifts that God has given me.